Kev, good to see you again. You're in the green tracksuit, not the blue tracksuit. I don't know whether to read into that or not. I mean, as it stands, still.
Still same. Nothing's changed. We trained today, so I've been training as well. So that's normally when I'm in the green. It's because I've been training. So that's the reason for that today. Yeah.
Have you found the free week? You said you were looking forward to the opportunity.
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, it's been good. We've worked on a couple of things that we felt we need to probably work on more on the ball. But it's been good. It's been good also for not have a game to need to kind of focus on a game and what everyone's training session stuff look like when everyone's kind of been more together. So it's been a fun week. I think the boys have enjoyed themselves, and obviously got another day to go until we kind of get sorted for the game of the weekend.
Have you been able to catch your breath after what's been quite a hectic couple of weeks?
Yeah, that was obviously nice as well. It was nice, that side of things, to be able to obviously have a couple of days off and be able to kind of reflect on things and probably look more into things. You've probably got more time to actually look at Wrexham for the weekend, which is also a bonus as well, because previously you've looked at the games before. We had time to kind of look at the post-match game. You're kind of looking at the pre-match games. You want to move forward. So that's the way it's been. But no, it's been a good week. It's been a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's been a hard working week, but like at the same time, there's been lots of learning involved. Yeah.
When you were first appointed to this role, at the time you said this is very much a quick fix, that you're just looking to solve issues in the here and now, and that in later life, with more time, you've got ways that you want to implement as a manager. Has this week at all offered you an opportunity to lay down any foundations in your overall view on how you'd like this team to play, maybe?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I don't think it's really kind of been able to kind of look into that. I think again, that's from the way I see kind of playing football in a longer term, takes up a lot more detail and a lot more time, and everyone buying into it, and obviously a certain way of playing as such. So I think what we've done this week is look forward to Wrexham and where we can exploit weaknesses and where we need to strengthen up, and that's been the sole focus, to be honest with you. I'll take little parts from it moving forward, of course I will, but not in terms of like a whole change of style of football and this and that. No, it's been simplified stuff again, and just making sure we know kind of what we're doing in and out of possession. So
on that front then, from your perspective, this still very much is a short-term fix, short-term appointment?
Yeah, again, like I spoke to you Saturday, it's the same kind of message. It's until told otherwise. Obviously Ryan's in there today, so just having a little chat and stuff, but nothing's really been mentioned at all. It's one of them things, and I mean, it's easier to do that when you've won a few games, of course it is. It probably buys a little bit of time and stuff like that, but we were on the same page, and the communication's always been there from day one, and it'll continue to be that way.
Yeah, and you're happy with that then, presumably, just how it is right now?
Yeah, I enjoy it. At the same time, it's a harder one. When I'm training today and we're trying to work on stuff, it's harder to put across that. That's where you realise it's probably not sustainable to do both as such. Not for me, it might be for other people, yeah. But not for me in terms of you want to commit to playing, you want to commit to being a manager, and times like that are hard. But that's why you've got, like, you use the staff well, and we've got good use of staff. So, but yeah, I'm happy. As I said before, I wouldn't have took it. I wasn't kind of happy to be in this position for however long then the managerial appointment kind of takes. Yeah.
And just again on that front, I mean, you also said when you initially came into the role that whilst it helps the team win, you're happy with the situation to remain the same. So again, hypothetically, if the team keeps winning, you're happy with how things are.
Yeah, I think like on that side in a longer term, it's more my then own fitness that then kind of takes a little bit of a hit. And listen, if it was, I said before, it was a couple of weeks of a couple of months by the time it's done, whatever it may be, then if my fitness has took a bit of a hit and we've won games and we're in a much better league position when I come back playing, and I can sacrifice my side, no problem, for the benefit of the lads and the club on the whole. I've got no problem doing that, and that's the way it is just now. And as I say, if we keep winning, it's great. If we start losing and my fitness, that's when it's a problem. So at this moment in time, it's okay, and we'll continue to be that way.
You mentioned that you have constant communication with Ryan. Naturally, there'll be discussions happening with prospective managers that might be looking to come in permanently. Are you at all playing any part in those discussions, or are you at all giving your ideas maybe to Ryan on that front?
No, I've never once had the conversation about that. To be fair, that's entirely on Ryan and whoever else is part of the process to sort that out. I would never have an input in that. As I say, I'm a player, and I mean it's not really as if you can handpick a manager, because if you would, you'd get one that plays you. So no, that's part of obviously his side, and like it's just he's just making sure everyone's okay with me, and I'm happy, and everyone's happy, and everything can be done, and that's the daily communication. And that's the way it's been. It's been good. It's been good on that side. It's not been forced upon. It's not like, okay, this and that. It's just kind of taking each day as it comes, and that's the way we've both been working. It's worked so far.
We've just spoken to Harry Lewis, and he spoke about the togetherness in the group right now, that there's a real buy-in from everyone in regards to what you're trying to achieve, probably on a collaborative basis. That must be pleasing for you to hear as a player manager, and having to try and strike that balance. Yeah,
the balance is always going to be the hardest part, but I think once you kind of get people inside, listen, we've got a huge squad, it's hard, it is, for people who aren't involved and stuff, which I can imagine it's frustrating, and if you can only have patience, I only ask for them patience with me as well, because at the end of the day, it's the situation as it is just now. But on the whole, we've tried to create we always had a good togetherness, I'd say. I think as a group of lads, a good group of lads, but I think we'd maybe kind of, when it came to a match day, we've kind of been a bit more kind of distant as such, in terms of the way we've kind of operated as a team, but no sort of anything bad between the team or that at all. But I think just in the terms of as a match day team, like having a structure, having an exact idea of what we want to do, especially off the ball first and foremost. To do it right off the ball, it gives you a chance when you're on the ball. So I think on that side, it's probably brought players together on a match day, and then during the week, like in a day to day, it's been good. The training's been good. There's been a high standard. There's been there's a lot of arguments and stuff like that, which is always good. There's always like a good battle going on every day, because people want to win, people want to play, and that's the way it's been. And that's always healthy. Like when you don't see things like that, then it's when it becomes a problem. That
unified approach, do you think that's a product of the open book policy that you've brought in from the off?
I think it probably needs to be, because I don't really think I've led it any other way. I think I've made it that way because I know it's successful. I know it's I've been involved in teams who have been different and who've been relegated. I've been involved in teams who have been promoted, and we've been together through everything, everyone as a group. I've never been involved really in a squad of kind of 27, apart from in the kind of Premier League as such. But I think once everyone kind of buys into it, and you can try your best to keep everyone on side and keep working towards the same goal, and that's the same thing I emphasise, is the goal's bigger than any individual, including myself. The goal's to get promotion, that's that. Whatever way we do it, then we'll see. But if we keep working hard, we keep doing the right things we're asking, then we won't be far away come the end of it, regardless if it's myself or whoever else comes in charge.
That unified approach, how important will that be then for the visit of Wrexham this Saturday?
Again, I think it's a great game for us first and foremost. We've won 3 games in a row. We've got a time to work. It'll be a good occasion. I think someone said there's about 22,000 fans. So again, even more numbers for ourselves. They'll have a few supporting as well. So it'll be a good occasion for both clubs. But we're going there to win a game of football, regardless of if it's 22 or it's 2,000 fans. We'll be there to go and win a football, put on a performance that the way we want to kind of play football and take our game to them, and that's the way it needs to be. Yeah.
You've obviously played them already in the League Cup penalty shootout win. I know you weren't involved in that game, but as a management staff right now, are you leaning on that experience, drawing on that experience at all?
I think that was early on. I think probably both teams were probably going through rough kind of spells at the time, I think. So we'll probably you lean more towards the later games and the games that play formations that we've been playing against them and stuff like that. So we've been looking into that, and listen, there's no denying the quality and stuff they've got. So it's going to be a tough game. But once again, I'll always emphasise on our team and the way we set up and the way we go about our business dictates what the result is.
You mentioned the occasion, obviously opposition. There's a lot of talk around them naturally because of their story. I mean, with your player hat on now, these are the games surely that you want to be playing, and these are the games that you signed for a football club like Bradford City for. Yeah, again, I think obviously them coming into the league with a big hype and things like that, it's great for them. It's great for the Football League. What they've done was last year with them, and obviously Notts County. I think the difference is Notts County get a little bit kind of palmed off as such, which is probably isn't really fair, because I thought Notts County was really, really, really good as well last year. But them two teams coming in the league and doing what they've done is great from a footballing side. From
from obviously a kind of club side, the way Wrexham have been with the owners and stuff like that is brilliant. It is. The way they've kind of came in and kind of transformed the club is, listen, it's great for everyone to see. But kind of for us, that's exactly about what we do. It's irrelevant in my eyes. It always has been. As a player, of course, I would love to play in it, and maybe there's chances for that. That's hence why I've got the green on, but we'll wait and see. But no, I think it's one of them ones where we need to put that aside. They're coming to Bradford City, who are going to have 22,000 fans, and it's our fans, not their fans. So it's entirely on us on how we approach the game. Once the fans get behind us, we know it's a tough place to play. I've been involved in games before, for and against, and it can be hard. So our last game at home, the fans were there in the numbers, and there will be again. It's up to us to then put in a performance that the fans can get behind from the first minute.
You've played at a number of levels. In your experience, have you seen a story like Wrexham in the way that they're going about their business before?
No, I don't think anyone really has. But listen, I think for a lot of people, it's the owners that come in and kind of transform the club. It's big Hollywood stars, which is it's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? It is, but it's one of them things that come Saturday, in my eyes, it's irrelevant. It's a group of football players, a squad of 18 against another squad of 18. That's that. So all things that on that side is as great as it is to see. When it comes Saturday, the main focus is on us, and that's the way it will be. It's not been mentioned anything like that because it is irrelevant. Yeah. Team
news wise, I mean, how are you going into that game? Do you have any fresh concerns, and can you welcome anybody back?
These are the questions that always I need to think when these ones come. Obviously, Pato was the last one. I can't really think of anyone else. I think we've got a couple of players back, kind of close to be back. Obviously, Chappie, Clarkey. Clarkey, I think, back in contention. But other than that, no real huge news that I can obviously. Platty's the main one, being suspended, isn't it? So Platty's the main one, but no, kind of same again, same squad pretty much.
Yeah, and I guess that squad depth that you talk about. Obviously, Matty's not available, but you can lean on that squad depth to help you get through.
Yeah, well, one position we've got plenty of is centre halves, that's for sure. So we can lean on centre halves. And we've got a rough idea what we'll do. But whoever plays, I'm more than comfortable putting them in. Wouldn't put them in. They wouldn't be here for if they weren't good enough for whatever reason, then they wouldn't be here. So we'll be putting in obviously a different centre half, and whoever it is, I've got absolutely no doubt about it. They'll go in and do what's asked of them.
Best luck.
Thank you.
You're saying, Kevin, obviously about it's always irrelevant the Wrexham backstory when the game comes along, but as players, when you sort of see all this hype, does it give you a little bit of an extra edge, thinking we'll show these?
I personally don't think you can kind of think that way going into it, because I think then different types of emotions, kind of take over and stuff like that. Like everyone will be up for the game. I think that's the way our message will be. And as I said, Wrexham's not really overly been mentioned in our dressing room yet because we've worked on certain things, but on the whole, it's great for Wrexham, it's great for the Football League, but it's quite irrelevant for us in a term where we need to go and put on a performance. We need to go and win a game of football, and that's the way it has to be. Before that, you can think about it. After that, you can think, great, this and that. And it is. I'm not taking that away, but at the end of the day, if it was on the flip side, they'd be saying the same thing, and that's just how it is.
Obviously, a further storyline, the fact that you'll be sharing a touchline, presumably you'll be sharing a touchline with Phil Parkinson, who's like sort of the most successful modern day manager this club's had, the only manager who's taken in promotion in the last 20 odd years. So he's going to get a big reception. I mean, that's just sort of literally another ingredient into the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you wins like that, obviously, like him doing a great job and stuff here, it's probably great for him to kind of come back. So I think that's the things I can understand more. It's a big occasion like that. Like he's been obviously so successful here, and I'd imagine a fan's favourite here. So I mean that side of things is great, and he's now in charge of an opposing club with a big kind of current kind of like the way they are just now. It's a massive thing for the kind of League Two just now. But he'll be 100% more so than me. It's a game of football. His emotions and stuff will be aside. He'll get a good reception. That'll be that, and as soon as that's done, he'll be. Do you know what I mean? He'll be focused on the game, and that's the way everyone will be. We're professionals, as players, coaches, whatever it may be, and it's a game of football. At the end of the day, no one can get too caught up in it.
I was talking to Sam Stubbs this week, and he was sort of saying about how he's noticed a difference in you in terms of the managerial presence. I think he used the word. You know, he says, you know, he didn't mean it in a change as in not a good thing, but just sort of seeing you sort of grow a little bit as a manager. Do you feel that in the couple of weeks of doing these joint roles that you've changed in terms of yourself?
I'd like to hope not for the negative anyway. I'd like to hope that. I think like I've been quite. I think I'm quite a strict down the line guy as it is. I'm quite an honest person on the whole. Always kind of have been, always will be. So I think in terms of growing with a little bit more confidence in terms of speaking to the lads and delivering things and meetings and stuff like that, probably surprised myself a bit at times. But I'm quite outspoken as it is, so I just didn't know how it was going to be putting across to a team who people are obviously, most of them, well, 99% of them are younger than me apart from Darb, so that side's a little touch easier. But no, like the main thing for me is obviously to learn on the job, to be honest with you, because I've never been in this position before, and it is a learning thing. But I think, as I say, the main thing we said before is that the lads have kind of bought into that, and if they buy into the stuff that we're trying to do, then hopefully it can continue to be successful.
It sounds like they're sort of comfortable with you in this situation. It sounds like you're getting more comfortable in the situation you've been placed in.
Yeah, I've been quite comfortable. If I wasn't comfortable in it, I probably wouldn't have entertained it in the first place, or after a game I would have said, listen, this is probably just not for me. I think there's been bits here and there that it's been kind of tough, for sure. I would 100% say that, but in the grand scheme of it, the main thing for me is that regardless of if I'm comfortable or uncomfortable, the main thing for me is that the lads are comfortable with what we're trying to do, the lads are comfortable in what's going on, and if they've got a bit of confidence going out and performing on a Saturday, which they have done, then that's the main thing for me, to be honest with you. I'm alright in that side. I can deal with personal side of things alright. I've always been that way. Maybe it's through what kind of came through and whatever else like that, but I'm alright in that side. Like, as long as the lads are enjoying it to the extent they can. I know, of course, there's disappointments and stuff, but as long as they're enjoying it and they're like they're at it each day, and comes a Saturday, as long as they perform, and whatever result comes on this Saturday, the following week, so on, like if they put across what we've tried and they do it with at their best and working hard, constant what we ask them, then I've said that every single game, we won't be far away every game. That's a fact. But when we come away from it like we did on Saturday at times, then it can be tough. And the main thing is that the players enjoy themselves when they're going on the pitch and they know what they're doing.
And do you get the same satisfaction on the final whistle if you've won, if you've been in your sort of managerial role, as opposed to if you were out there in the heat of the battle?
I don't know. It's different. It is, yeah. It's different. I wouldn't say it's a sigh of relief as such, but I think like it's a different emotion. I've even found that when we've scored, like when I've scored, I've kind of, if you ever watched me when we score as a team, I just kind of do my own thing, kind of slowly jog up, and I'm kind of feel like that way the same as a coach. It doesn't really kind of sink in. I'm like, okay, we need to kind of continue to stay at it, but it's a different type of emotion. I do enjoy going to the coach's office and having a beer to relax after that. I do enjoy that, actually, to be honest with you. That's actually possibly one of the best things about it. It's like, that's when it's like, right, our work's done for this time. Everyone relaxes. It's like a little bit of a celebration between staff, which I can imagine goes on in every club, and it is good to see. It is good to see that. I like that the staff kind of get rewarded.
Well, you need that, don't you? Because you need that moment, because especially if you've got a game coming up on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
You need that moment to unwind and just.
Yeah, it is nice, and you can see it with everyone. And I mean, from physios to fitness coaches to whatever. Like it's right. We've done our job. We've won a game, and then it's like, right, okay. And even if you didn't win a game, it's still everyone's, all these people that go unnoticed behind the scenes as physios, doctors, fitness coaches and stuff. They're the people who probably need it most at times. We're footballers, we're kind of tuned in to go in and perform on a Saturday. Coaches are the same, so it's managers are the same. So it's like it's good for everyone to kind of sit and relax. And of course, it's made easier if you win. Of course, it is. Has
it opened your eyes slightly to say these doctors, the people with the other roles, that how invested they are into the match day as well?
I think that's one thing. Again, and I think if we spoke to other clubs that where I've been part of, I think it's one thing I've always mentioned at the end of each season, successful or unsuccessful, is I've always been big on staff behind the scenes that, we'd been promoted 3-4 times, and each time I've took a point of saying in front of everyone, like, we wouldn't be here without all these people, and it's a fact. It is, the amount of effort they do, the amount of work they put in, and I'm part of it now because I know how much it takes to be successful. So these deserve so much credit, they really do, and they're the people that don't really get noticed. So it is great for them to win as well, because they get that bit of excitement, and especially at the same time, like, well, everything is about getting promoted at the end of the day, and they're all part of that as well. It benefits every single person within the club and obviously on the outside. So Yeah, it's good to see everyone doing well, but they people need a lot of credit.